Hey guys, well, it is absolutely disgusting outside. We had snow all day long and now it's turned into some wintry mix of frozen rain and slush and I don't even know what. Anyway, my kids were supposed to be going to, of all things, an ice cream party at our church tonight, and thankfully it got canceled because I really don't want to be going out in this mess. But anyway, we have an unplanned night at home tonight, so I thought it would be fun to have a family game night. And we're gonna make one of my kids' favorite foods, which is pizza and taco pockets. And I figured since we're gonna make the dirty dishes, we might as well make a double batch of everything and then put the extras in the freezer for another day when we don't feel like making a mess. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make a double batch of pizza dough, but I'm only gonna make one batch at a time because it doesn't mix right if I make two. I tried that last time and it just went crazy. So I did a tablespoon of yeast, and I'm going to do 1 cup of warm water. It needs to be just warm, not hot, because you don't want to hurt the yeast. And then I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of honey, and that's just to replace the sugar. I'm going to do about 1/4 cup of olive oil, and then 2½ cups of flour. You might have to add a little more. It's always better to do less to start with and have to add more later. So I'm gonna start with 2 cups, then probably go up to 2½, possibly up to 3. And 1 teaspoon of salt. And I'll have this recipe down in the description box below. It's the same dough that we use to make regular pizza. All right, so the first dough is finished, and I'm just going to grease this bowl because we're going to transfer the dough from the bowl I mixed it in into here so we can just duplicate the process all over again and make a second batch. And this is a nice sticky dough, which is just fine. If it's too sticky to work with, we can fix that later. It's better for it to be a little bit sticky than for it to be too dry. So I'm just gonna kind of roll it in the olive oil a little bit so that it doesn't stick to the bowl. And then we're gonna cover this up and let it rise. You can let it rise for an hour. It'll be better that way. I don't have an hour because we're doing this last minute, so I wanna give it at least 10 to 15 minutes. I'm just gonna cover it with a piece of plastic wrap. If this bowl wasn't so big, I would cover it with a plate, but it's too big for my plates to fit over. So we'll just use plastic wrap. All right, so that one's done. So we're gonna do this process all over again. You know what? Just because I already have everything dirty, I'm just gonna make a third batch right away too. Might as well. Then we'll have more in the freezer. So this dough needs to have a little bit to just sit and rise and do its thing. So while that's happening, we're gonna get the taco meat ready behind me, and we're just gonna brown some taco meat up, season it a little bit, and then I'll get out all the ingredients we need for both our taco pockets and our pizza pockets. And at that point, we'll probably be ready to assemble them. For our taco meat, I just have these hamburger patties. We got them with our half of a beef order. And we don't really use the hamburger patties as hamburger patties because I like to add things to my hamburger patties. So I'm just gonna use these for the taco meat. And they're still a little bit frozen because this was kind of a last minute thing since our plans got canceled. All right, so we are all ready to start assembling our pizza and taco pockets. As you can see, this dough has really risen a lot, so it looks like it's about ready to go. Should be perfect. It is really sticky though, so we're gonna have to work with it a little bit, but that's okay. No big deal. I'm just gonna shape it into a ball. And then we're gonna roll it out. Maybe not. A little too sticky still. There we go. And you could make these as big or as small as you want. Basically, it's like a calzone or an empanada. Same difference. This one's actually pretty big. That's okay. So we'll make a taco pocket first. I have the taco meat that we just made together. I'm gonna put a little bit of tomato sauce in there, just so it isn't dry, and then we'll use the rest of this for our pizza pockets. I'm gonna lay down a little bit of shredded cheese first. You can use any blend of cheese you like, Colby Jack, cheddar, whatever. And I'm gonna put a scoop of the taco meat. You could also do beans in here if you like. Salsa would be really good. Anything like that. And then we're gonna fold it up. Actually, I need one more thing. I'm gonna use a little bit of water on my fingers, and we're just going to get the edge of the dough a little bit wet here. You could use a pastry brush, whatever you have. Fingers work well. And that's just gonna help it seal. Makes a little glue. And we'll seal this up and do whatever kind of pattern you want. You could use a fork and push a fork into the edge here, however you like. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. And then there you have it. You have your first little taco pocket. And before we bake these, we're actually gonna also put a little vent hole in the top so that it doesn't explode. But we'll do that when we have a whole tray full. Now I'll show you how to do a pizza pocket. This dough is sticky, but it actually feels really nice. I'd much rather have a stickier dough and add a little bit of flour than to have a dry dough. I know I said that before, but I can't emphasize that enough because this dough feels beautiful. All right, for the pizza pocket, we're just going to be boring. We don't have anything fancy today. I'm just gonna do a plain cheese and sauce pizza pocket. You could do pepperonis, onions, mushrooms, meat, whatever you like in your pizza can go in a pizza pocket. Spinach, anything like that. I'm just gonna do sauce and mozzarella cheese. And we'll pack it nice and full of mozzarella since that's all we're doing in here. That might be a little much. No. My husband is in the background saying no. All right, now I'm gonna do the same thing. We're gonna make a little bit of water glue on our dough. Give it a nice seal. We'll fold it over. And again, we'll do the same thing. We'll just twist and push it down, twist and push all the way around to get a nice seal. You will get messy doing this. That's okay. All right, there you have it. That is our pizza pocket. So now all I'm gonna do is just keep repeating this process over and over again and make as many as we can. All right, so this tray is gonna be enough for our family for tonight. So I'm gonna get this one prepped and put in the oven so that it will be baking so we can have supper. And while that's going, we'll make more for the freezer. So all we need to do to put these in the oven is just brush them with a little bit of olive oil, and then we'll poke some vents in the top and we'll be good to go. You could also sprinkle the tops with a little bit of flaky sea salt. That would be yummy. Or garlic powder. Okay, these are ready to go. We're going to put them in at 400 degrees until they're nice and browned. All right, this whole tray is full of pizza pockets. We're gonna put this in the freezer and let it get completely frozen on the tray. And once they're frozen, we'll take them out and put them in Ziploc bags or in a big Ziploc bag so that we have them for the future.
Wake up, honey, I made you breakfast. Fresh coffee and bagels too. A new day is waiting for us. We got lots of fun stuff to do. Let's go to the zoo and feed the monkeys. I can lend them your baseball cap. Let's make the day a very lot of fun. Growing up is just a trap. Don't it seem like a drag? Like putting all of your joy in a big brown bag. I won't listen to any of that jazz. No, I'll never grow up. Growing up is just a big fat trap.
You ask things like that because you need to guess the well, that's like a helper. You can ask for clues.
Anyway, who can think of such a load of crap?
And you're guessing, is it a vegetable? We would say yes.
Okay.
You'd say, is it... It's only yes or no question, so if the answer is incorrect, you lose the game card. You just won.
Give us our buzzword.